Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here with Scrap Squad Sunday. I'm actually doing this I'm filming it on Saturday using the Saturday day 16, is that right? 15 prompt from LOAD, and that has to do with a number that's significant in your life, and most of you know that my number is 8 because John and I celebrated eighths almost from the very beginning. So I thought I would do a page about that, and the title of it's going to be So Many Eighths. and then I'm adding this subtitle, So Many Waterfalls and So Many Smiles and So Much Sunscreen. And these are the two photos. This one was at I believe, the Cincinnati Zoo. A nice waterfall there near where the gorillas were. And this one was at Bora Bora when we were leaving at the Intercontinental Hotel after staying over one night when we were on a cruise. Don't know why I'm having trouble saying that. Let me get some glue here. I want for this to be raised, but I don't know if this is going to be too wide. I think it's going to be too wide. So I'll go to my thinner stuff, and I have kind of changed where I'm storing these things. These are by Tailored Expressions, and they are narrow. They're a little bit thicker than the other ones I had, which were generic brand. And I use both of them. I have different uses for both of them. This one I kind of don't mind if it's raised up fairly high, and that actually is the perfect length. Okay, and let me get them. I used a sheet of Paige Evans paper because I thought the colors would contrast nicely with others that I had already picked, and I cut this little guy from using this BrambleFox die, and I cut this rickrack using this little die that came in with those denim pockets, which I just absolutely love. They are on my page today, the hop called Mini Paper Madness, or Mad About Mini Paper Pads. Anyway, where we dig into small paper pads and that often go kind of, forgotten. Okay, so as you can see, there's a fair amount of mixed media, at least represented. I don't know if this paper already had that, and I don't know if she sewed that on or painted it on or whatever. But I'm gonna kind of do some stamping, or that this panel will go over. I want to make sure that some shows on each side, and then I have a million other stamps that I may or may not use. But I've got a different, this is a Ken Oliver mat because I'm going to do some over stamping here, and I didn't want to get it on my nice white background. So let's get started. I'm going to take all of this stuff and put it to the side. And then let's look at the let's look at what we want to do. I want to kind of do around the edges. Well, actually, that's not true. I'm going to get rid of some of the larger supplies by using what I'm going to use of them, and then putting them away. So I'm going to tear off a piece of this washi tape. This is a Country Life collection by 49 and Market that's probably at least a couple years old. I'm going to kind of do this about right there. And of course I didn't get it on there smoothly. Then I can stamp and splatter and do all kinds of things on top of this, but this kind of gives it that structure with those little hexagons in it. And okay, and then I'm going to put this one maybe down it when it tears, it doesn't really let me tear into very specific shapes. Okay, and I've got this which could work. Like so. I'm going to put that there and then kind of curl it over the side. Similarly, I want to do something similar to that right there. And I'm going to fold it back. And now I'm just going to kind of put that right there and fold it back, and we'll just kind of see. I'm thinking this is how all of this is going to go. And now I'm going to do some other washi tapes. One thing I noticed was, and that I love, are these little bits where there's some stripes or some scallops or something. So I'm going to pick this blue sticker from here and maybe do a I'm going to do this just kind of right next to that, and then I can do some stamping around it. And here we can do the other bit of it over here. And as you know, if you've followed me for any length of time, I tend to kind of maybe go overboard, get excited and go overboard. I like this washi tape with, and I'm going to kind of put it at an angle. It has kind of tone on tone tickets and receipts kind of printed like that. I'm going to use down a couple of those or one of these. Let's see. Well, let's start with the stamping. Well, actually, that's not true. I do want, there's a definite washi tape I want to include on here, which is this sunflower tape, and that's let's see if we can do this. That's John's favorite flower, and so this is kind of, the waterfalls are kind of a John thing, and so I included those. Traveling was our thing, so I definitely wanted to have some washi tape that has this map pattern on it. And I'm going to go there and fold it back. I may at some point have to kind of go use some liquid glue and kind of burnish those edges. Okay, now let's see, we're doing it this way. And now let's do some stamping. Okay, I'm going to put these kind of definitely. Oh, I also wanted to use that color scheme, and I'm going to use this maybe with the other arrow. Okay, I'm going to put that there so that hopefully I will remember that. Okay, put those tapes there because I've used them. Let's see. Let's determine whether I'm going to use the rest of these or not. I like this because it has that scalloped kind of, it has that scalloped look. And I can stamp around in here to kind of soften that where it kind of runs into it there. And I'm going to do this here. All right. Now, I'll put this aside. Because we traveled a fair amount on subways, I love the subway tape. This is Tim Holtz, and I'm going to use this bottom part of it right here. Now, a lot of this may get covered up by the mixed media that I'm going to do, but I'm okay with that. Put this one right here. This says Times Square, and we stayed in Times Square when we took Katie to New York City. So put those there, and then this is just awesome measuring tape. I'm going to cut this off because it's lost adhesive on that part. I probably could save it, but you know, washi tape. I'm gonna. My idea for using this is to have a couple of strips at an angle and overlaying each other. And see, that's an area where I use. So I'm going to do this kind of just a little bit like that. Okay, and now let's see, do I have more washi tape here? I have this, tell your story. I'm going to put it over here with the other washi tape and we'll see. One thing that I do know is that I want the see how this comes out here. I want to do this stamp. This stamp is by Darkroom Door, and it has this aid, and it has all of these. It's like a ledger sheet. It's just really a good background stamp. So if I do it right here, the 8 is going to be out here, and I want that to show. So I'm going to stamp this. It's not going to be on a block. I don't want it perfect. And I'm going to just kind of ink it up and then just kind of roll it on, sort of like. Oh my gosh, I have it upside down. Not a problem. We can turn it upside down. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I did that. We'll turn it upside down and we will reconfigure the page. We will have the stripes going up instead of coming down. No big deal. And I can make it so that 8 shows, and I like that it's kind of not fully stamped, and right there is not stamped, and I can always stamp something else there. So major disaster averted, and just, there's hardly anything that you can't undo or fix. I'm going to put the stamps kind of down beside me on the floor. I'm going to do let's see, if the strips are coming up like that, the photos are going to be down, and so there's one that's going to be going across and one goes like this, and kind of right in this area I wanted this little leaf stamp, and I was going to repeat it a couple of times. And I like it because it has the text in there. I'm gonna kind of go maybe like so, and another one like that. Okay, and that's kind of for texture and interest, not a major thematic part of the page, if you will, but just something. When I looked at the stamp, I kind of thought I saw it would have a place on there. I have some rub-ons that I also want to do on here, and let me do one of these, then I can put the rub-ons. Okay, I've got this. These are Spectrum Sherbet rub-ons in the both color schemes. I'm going to put that right there. And get my rubber, my rubbing thingy. I'm going to put it right here, and I'm rubbing on top of a piece of washi tape, and I'm pretty sure that'll work. I may find out different. Let's see. Okay, that's great. The only change I'm going to make is I'm going to lift up this part of the rub-on. No, I'm not. I guess I'm just leaving it exactly the way it is. And that's okay. So now these rub-ons have been used. Is there another place? I think I might want to just do a light stitching one like this one. Well, let's do it this one. And it's going to look like I've stitched these stripes on top of the this washi tape. Oh, come on. Okay. Again, those are 49 Market rub-ons, and they kind of revolutionized and brought back rub-ons, and other manufacturers are now making them in much higher quality than what used to be available. I love how that looks stitched. It just really looks good. Okay, so let me put that in my little trash can there. And now I also have, looking for scallopy things, and I can run something here. I have this very subtle purple scallopy bit right there, and I'm not going to take all of it. I'm trying to decide which is the best shaped one. I like this kind of roughly done one, and there's a piece of stitching there that I'm going to use. And these purple ones were a gift from Anne, and you know who you are. I thank you so much. I just absolutely love this, and yes, I'm guilty of hoarding some of it, hoarding it for all this time since you gave it to me, and I've decided it's among the things that I'm going to make an effort to use now that I've done my reorganization and I know where things are. Okay, that kind of added some nice texture there, and I believe this is a piece of stitching, and I'm going to use this stitching right across there. Let's see, I'm going to turn the stitches that way. Okay. just adding texture and lots of little layers of detail. And right now, I'm going to take some of these X's and I'm going to rub them around, because if you'll notice, in the original, there are these kind of plus signs, and I have some of those in acrylic form by BrambleFox. But these little they look like stitched X's. That will add a different kind of look. Okay, let me see if I can do them one at a time around. Let's see what we're going to do. I kind of would want one of them right there. And one here. And here. And then I'm going to come over here and I'm going to do, maybe actually I'll do them over here in this corner, and I'll do them close together like this. Okay. Now, I wanted to have a number stamp, and I was going to circle the number 8 in that stamp. And let me see if I can find, okay, there is this one, which is rather large. It's this big, and it would go, let's see, I have to make sure I did it right side up. I'm assuming that would be that, and then it would end up being, actually I would want it to be out here, stamped over that, because the photos, I'm trying to, in any case, I'm going to say these are too big. So I'm going to put those down on the floor. And I'm going to go with this one, which is it's from a set by Visible Images called Somewhere in Time. And it's all these jumbled up numbers. And is there anything else on here that I wanted to use? There's this up here. It's like little doodles. Okay, and I'll have to see after everything is done. I'll see if I want to use that. Okay, and I'm going to put this back in here and put this kind of down on the floor. I'm going to lift that up and see. I know that I have some embellishments here that, okay, now let's see what we're doing. I want a, here's a stamp right here, has this striped pattern, and then here's one that has a scribbly pattern, and I'm gonna kind of use these loosely like that. Let me put that on there, and I'm gonna do that right there. And then I'm going to do this. Okay, and I'm actually going to do this on here, just as some overstamping. And now let's get this little scribbly stamp, and I'm going to scribble right next to the okay, that's kind of getting messy looking, and that's okay. I'm fine with that. Oops, I've just got a fingerprint there, so I'm gonna have to stamp over that, right? And here, I'm trying to blur some of the junctures there and kind of make it look like it's stitched together. Let's see what we can, oops. I'll put that right there and that right there, and that's fine. I'm kind of going a little more messy than the original. Let me put these kind of off to the side. Let me get this one inked up and used. And let me make sure this is right side up, although it's kind of a little bit of a technique, I think, to do things upside down and include them on your page. Okay, there. I don't see an 8. There's an 8 there, and there's an 8 there, and an 8 there, and that 8. So I can do that, some of that. I'm gonna put a little bit of the number stamp right there, and maybe some more. I will ink the bottom of it and stamp it here. There we go. Okay. Now I'm going to take this off here and hope that I can keep, I don't know why this thing is traveling all over my desk. I'm going to put all this down. It's going to take me 2 hours to put all that stuff away. On one side of this, I wanted to use something that looks like a certificate or a receipt or something. This kind of reminds me of a sealed certificate, like a marriage certificate, birth certificate, something like that. So it's kind of a nod to all the certificates we've had in our life together. I'm gonna kind of do this, maybe right there, and it's not showing a whole lot, but it's enough to suggest what I was wanting to suggest. So I'm good with that. Don't know where those stamps came from. They're generic ones. Okay, I have this kind of a paint splotch or paint swatch or whatever. There are, in the original, there are lots of kind of streaky, it looks like somebody's painted along there, so that's what this is going to do. This is me painting I'm gonna go like that, and kind of have a little bit right there. There. Let me get this one done that way. And that way. I almost think she must have been using a stamp just like this. Okay. And I'm going to go like that. All right. I'm enjoying using these stamps, but I think I may have gotten to the end of what I need to use. I do have a circular one that needs to go. If it were like this and coming down, it would be right over here. So when it goes up, it can also be right over there. And I will, I'm gonna say I don't need anything here because this, what I was looking at was that honeycomb, but I've already got this down there, so that's gonna work for that. Here is where my circular element is going to come from. It's this guy, which I've used a million times. And let me see. I've got, this is going to go like so. And so I think I want it right there. And it's covering the 8, as you notice, that 8 ball. I may see if I can add another one, but my title's going to go across here, and it's going to have 8s in it. So I think I'll live with that stamp of this, and I've got another stamp here that's little splotches in a circle. And I haven't ever used this one, so I don't know how it's going to look, but I'm thinking right over in here. Okay, that works for me. Now, I don't think I was maybe going to use some of these paint splotches, but I am okay with where we sit right now. I do like this. There's a couple stamps. I like this sentiment that says, "You make me smile all over my face." And I can put on there, but I also like this kind of pointing the same direction as those arrows. But you know what I need to do is I need to see, and look at my hands, I need to see let's kind of dry fit these papers on here. Won't necessarily okay, there, and then I can do this right here, and this here, and this can go here. This actually, I have to reverse the way that this works with that. I'm gonna put that right there, and then maybe I have the hand under here. I want it hidden, the number 1 part hidden, but I want the hand itself kind of coming out. Okay, so let me, I'll just stamp it, and then wherever it is, that's how I know where the strips have to go. Let's see. If that's right there, then this should go like so. Okay, and let's see, where do I put this? That goes there, there. Maybe right up here, kind of beside these two things. Okay, and kind of right there. You make me smile all over my face. And the stamp kind of moved. Sometimes older or thinner, weaker material kind of stamps. Sometimes they I'm just kind of putting this in a few oddball places. I kind of may or may not want to do something to cover those up. I may do something that looks like splatters or splats or whatever. Okay, let me get this stuff down on the floor, and now let's put the page together. And this is going on for like way too long, but it always does when I try to replicate a mixed media page. I end up pulling out all this stuff, and then I, of course, want to use it. I'm going to put this back over there because I'm done stamping. Okay, now let's do this stuff, the main guts of the page. Just kind of put it down like this. Okay, and then this goes there, and this goes maybe on top of it. I think it went the other way on the original, but I'm okay changing it up. Okay, now I'm going to put this down like so. Let's see. And then I can do this kind of off this way while that, and I'll put some tape underneath that to keep it, the edge up. I'm going to lift it as though the page were on foam. Okay, here. There we go. Now, this I'm going to put a little off to the side. And I have this, which could, is that, okay, let's see if I can get that to stay down, and then let me do this. And I'm gonna put that, some tape under there, and then I'll get this kind of peeking out like that, and that will kind of peek out here, and then I have this bit that can peek out over here. I will cut that thinner, and then it gives me another piece I can use. Let's put this, by laying that tape down, I can get those little bits to stick. Okay, and then this, I think, could work right there, don't you think? Let's try it. Again, let's okay, now I'm going to add embellishments that are sort of a nod to how much we traveled and the things that we loved, like hiking and going to the beach and all kinds of fun things. I have this paper clip that is a pair of, let's see, is that down? It is not. Okay, now this arrow originally was going to be going out this way, but I have now, it can kind of go that way. I need to take the tape off. And yeah, no, I haven't done the flip-flop yet. Let's see if this works. And I have a, on the original there was a piece of measuring tape, And I have okay, so this can go there. And that can go there. And I can cut this off. And then I still have this. And I'm going to kind of stick that right there. I don't know if I'm going to use this. I could use it maybe like this and put something maybe like these guys. I think that might be too much. I do want a penguin on here for John, but I kind of like this. I don't know where I got it or what the collection was, but I do remember when these came out, and I've used all but this one. So I'm gonna put that right there. And I have, let's see, how do I want this to work? I could have, if I put it here on that top one, it kind of needs to go up from the bottom. Is that right? Not really. This one did, though. This one worked that way. Let's see. I could put that right there, and then this one underneath. But let's just see. I've got this little thing that says, this is my happy place. And I can do it right here and hold this on where maybe I could combine with this ticket. I'm gonna do that. I'll get a little glue on here and okay. And I'm gonna put I'm gonna put some foam behind this. And I'll put this here. And then this little ticket can go behind. And kind of out to the side like that to make that something of a, and let's see, I have this little car. That's perfect. And I think I'm just going to put it right here to make it part of the cluster that's going on here. I like I have arrows. I'm going to put it on top of that one, on top of a smudge, and then I'm going to do this gold one on top of this other smudge, and it will be coming in from like that edge, so it kind of hides the seam there. I like this little guy to be a fairly featured element. So it's rounded, so I'm kind of stuffing it with foam tape. And I'm hoping that the foam tape doesn't show around it. If it does, I'll cut it smaller. And I'm going to put this maybe right here. There we go. That kind of makes it part of the title cluster, and I like that. I have this orange, and I like it just because it's an orange. And this time of year, we'd be just waiting for spring training to start, and we would go to Kissimmee to watch the Astros in spring training. And so when I saw the orange, I thought, okay, that can stand in for Florida and spring training, and that was just another wonderful place we went, thing we did. I'm gonna kind of put that right there and have the arrow going another way, just to kind of building this cluster down here. I also have this little crab, which is, you know, a beach thing, and there. So we have the hiking footprints. I've also got a bunch of stars and including this little bitty tiny one, and I've got this circle, which didn't have a plan to put it anywhere, but I'm thinking it might look kind of cool right there. And if I find some small thing to put there, like this airplane, maybe, that would be cool. I'm going to put that right there. There. Okay. I was going to maybe use this, but I'm not going to. I have this, which could maybe go, I'm going to cut it in half and just kind of stick it in as another layer, just for some color and interest. There you go. And then I'm going to do this one down here. I have to stick them underneath those woody. The footprints are woodies from BrambleFox. Okay, that's got that down, and that looks like it goes all the way across. Do I want to use this? That goes there. I think I will save this for something else, and I'll find a smaller penguin to use in there. Let's see. I have a whole slew of penguins. I'm going to use this one because I found it, because it came up first. And I might do that. I'm going to cut that off and then put it in there kind of like so. And then we're almost done. I didn't pick out a turtle to represent me because I was going to do the two penguins, so won't be there. So I'm going to do pink stars around, and the stars are going to probably end up, a lot of them, covering little marks I left on the paper. Just kind of scooching these things around so that it doesn't look totally messy. There. And I have another one that goes right. Let's put it right there. And then I'm going to use this geotag right there. And then I've got more crosses. Oh, let's see, where do I need something? Maybe right there. That's kind of a mess. Okay. Now, I have this flare, which is the wrong color blue for this, although it has a nice sentiment on it. I have here are some labels that I thought could be layers under the photos. Maybe I could do something like this. Right there. And then maybe this could go, the only place it can go is right there, and I have to make it thinner so that I don't interfere with that X, which has now moved. Okay, and that's done. I have this floral bit. Let me kind of fix this up. I don't want this flag pole sticking down straight, so I want to anchor it back up under the photo there, kind of coming out at an angle. And then with that, is there room maybe for a small bit of floral stuff. Like, for example, if I cut across that and put a little glue on it, this glue is liquid enough it's going to make it curl. So I'm going to kind of slide it in under there. I kind of like that. And now, could maybe I do some of this coming out under there. It just kind of ties in the clusters. It's sort of, oh, I like that. And you can even kind of see, I've pretty much covered up those leaves that I stamped, but I'm fine with that. Now what I may do off camera is I may use a pen to go make this a little bit clearer. And I need to do the title. Oh, okay. I also have this, which I probably don't need. So put those away. And I have this that says missing you. There we go. I don't need thank you. Other one. Say I have another one of those. Tell your story and XOXO. I think that's a rub-on. Do I think that's a rub-on? Let me try it. I just kind of, don't, wherever this came from, it's no longer in its packaging. That is a rub-on. Okay, so yay. And this XOXO is also, and I can rub that on kind of right there. Okay, cool. And then tell your story can go right there. All right. Now, let's see. Don't think I need anything from here, although I kind of had my eye on this bit. Maybe it could go under there. Let's see. Let's see if we can make that work, because I kind of like it. Okay, I kind of like that. And I think I don't need any of that. I have some other There's always time for tea. Yes, no, maybe. Yeah, I don't think so. Good times. This one works. Right. Where do I want that? Maybe right here. Kind of don't see it there, but okay, there's remember to remember this is the it's facing the wrong way, but I'm going to use it anyway. Okay, is there any other reason I would want any of these? I kind of like the idea of a banner-y shape sticking out from here. So maybe I'll do that, and then the square end of it could maybe go don't like that. I'm just gonna skip it. Just some random stickers lying around. Okay, put all this aside, and I'm going to use this that says lovely, which repeats that banner shape. Okay, I'm done, except for the cleanup, and I love it. I'm very happy with it. I'm debating whether to do splatters. I'm thinking I will do some splatters, and I'm going to do it with this the Diane Reevely shimmer inks. Okay, and now I'll do the title. Oh, tiny, tiny little star I almost lost, but I want to use it. Where do I need? And this is, of course, a longer video because there's a lot going on. It's a I need to do some splattering around that. I need to do the title, though. Let's okay. I think I was going to, instead of so many eights, I was going to use all those eights. I'll have to see if it works out. if it shows up and looks good. It's showing up for sure. I like it a lot. Okay, and then we'll get an 8. And I'm going to do the TH with where's a T? There's a T. I need the darkest and grayest T, and I'll get the darkest and grayest H. And an S. Is that readable? Or should I put all those? I'm going to move it up and just kind of press it down. I will do the gluing later. You get the idea of what I'm going to do here. I need to wash my hands before I've lost my screen here. Hopefully I haven't stopped recording. I know this is very long, so I'm going to stop it right now. I'm going to go wash my hands, and I'll come back and put those on and finish it up. I thank you for watching. I especially thank you for your patience, but I am really happy with the frame and the overall page. Thanks a lot for watching. Bye.